Welcome to Kids Country's virtual town hall. Like I said, we wanted to take this moment to welcome our new families and to welcome back our returning families. We want you to get to know Kids Country and who we are and what we do here in this community. So let's start. So let me introduce myself. My name is Ann Tansioko. I have been the executive director for Kids Country for the past 3 years, though I've been with the organization for the past 8. My experience goes beyond that. Almost 30 years of experience working in the childcare field in many different facets. I have loved this field and the impact that we have on children, families, and employees. The other thing too that I'm really proud of is I am also a parent here in this district. I have my oldest son is entering his 2nd year of college. So he is a product of this district, started in kindergarten and graduated from Doherty High. And then I also have a junior starting in high school. And so I know exactly how you feel. And it's that time of the year where a lot of things are going on and just trying to get ready, get our brain switched from summer to the school year. And then I have Kim Lewis, our operations director, who's joining us. Kim, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. Hi, everyone. I'm Kim Lewis, operations director for Kids Country. My passion has always been working with children and families. I joined Kids Country in November of 2021. Before that, I've had the pleasure of over 30 years of experience working with children of all ages and all abilities. Like Ann, I'm also a longtime SRV USD parent, and I really want to thank you for taking some time this evening with us to hear a little bit about Kids Country.
And you'll probably hear JP Nyang's voice later on this presentation. She's actually our moderator and handling all our incoming families and watching the chat box for any questions. But she is our STEAM educator and our communications manager. So we're really excited to be here with you tonight and to share with you who Kids Country is. So who are we? Kids Country is a nonprofit organization. Many families aren't even aware that we're a nonprofit organization. One of the things I'm really proud of is this organization was founded by parents like you over 38 years ago. So these were parents and community members who were just concerned about where to have their child after school. And they worked in partnership with the school district, local leaders and businesses, and Kids Country was born. And over the years, it has definitely grown into what it is today. We provide quality out-of-school programming and academic support with the support of our staff who deliver innovative curriculum. So what is our mission? Our mission really is about the child, and our mission is to support the child's natural curiosity and love of learning in safe and inspired environments. And what does that mean? We want to make sure that after the school day, the child comes into a welcoming environment that doesn't feel sterile, that feels like a home away from home, and that is just a place that they feel a sense of belonging. And our vision as an organization is to be recognized for our accredited excellence and our excellence in out-of-school programming, focused on children and employees. We really want our children and employees to shine. So this is who we are at Kids Country. Again, born and bred in this community by parents just like you. So our values drive everything that we do, and it's important to us. We strive to address our children who are at the center of all of our decisions through our dedication, our innovation, our excellence, and community. As I said, children are at the center of everything that we do. The decisions that we make, the programming we execute, the organization that we build, it's really revolves around children. Innovation, we're never satisfied with the status quo. We really try to keep up to date with what's going on in the field, what learning is best for children, what best practices are being shared across the nation and internationally. We've partnered with many organizations such as California Academy of Sciences, IDEO, Qubit for training, even locally with Discover counseling services. So there's different ways that we engage in the community to develop that innovative programming that we deliver to your child. Excellence. Excellence is a huge part of who we are. It really comes from the passion of our staff. They're highly trained staff, they're highly trained child development professionals and leaders in the field. A lot of the things that we have implemented that are pillars of execution is really around passions that came from our staff, whether it's anti-bullying or health and safety or mindfulness. And you'll hear a lot about that when Kim speaks about our programming. Now, community. Community is definitely at the center of what we do. We understand that children are part of an interconnected circle of individuals, whether it's their school, their parents, their family. We recognize that when children see us as a part of the community, they feel that sense of belonging within the community. So we really feel it's important to connect so that our children understand that they're part of a bigger picture here in the area. Now, this is what we're proud of. This is what sets Kids Country apart from other organizations. We have won top workplace once again this year, and this is something that our employees vote on. This is, we participate with the San Francisco Chronicle. Our employees fill out a survey, and based on the participation and the feedback, will determine whether we are considered a top workplace. And we're one of the few top workplace recipients that is a youth organization. In addition to that, something that we've engaged with for the very first time this year is the Bay Area Parent Magazine Family Favorite Awards. And we won 7 in 7 categories, gold, such as math and science support or education support, special interest camps, special day, best day camp. We just ended, our summer camps, and that was just amazing to receive. So we're really excited that we were able to receive these awards. And these are awards that we get from our parents who have experienced us. That was just a wonderful, wonderful surprise. And we're just grateful to our parents who think that, who spoke up and shared their opinion with other parents in our community. Now, the biggest one smack dab in the middle is the Council on Accreditation. This is a year-long study of our organization, and a lot of hard work goes into getting accreditation status through Council on Accreditation. It's a third-party accrediting body that is known internationally and nationally. And we chose many years back to participate in this process because we wanted to make sure that our processes, our delivery was top of the line, that we were always looking to see how else can we improve as an organization to be of service to our community. So we are actually the first organization, youth organization, to be accredited as an organization through Council on Accreditation. And you'll probably hear more about it this year because we are engaging in our reaccreditation process right now. So we're excited about this, these accolades. And again, it's because of our commitment and dedication to our children that this is who we are. Kim?
So these are the 3 core pillars of our programming: before and after school, enrichment programs, and summer camp. Our comprehensive before and after school programs are developed by our own staff. They're tailored to fit the needs and interests of our children. Kids Country kids explore, discover, and create every day. Essential programs like STEAM, mindfulness, anti-bullying, and edible education, they're all woven into our everyday curriculum. And of course, time for homework is also a very important part of our program. Our expert staff are trained to provide homework resources and support, but also to inspire a lifelong love of learning. Our enrichment programming is developed by our employees who have specific talents and skills. We've also partnered with outside enrichment vendors because we want to provide ease of access to them for our working families. Some of our enrichment classes that we've offered in the past have included things like sports and dance, STEM-related curriculum, theater, performing arts, and fine arts. Summer camp, we just wrapped up another successful summer. It's so nice to see the kids getting back to some normalcy in this pandemic, especially at summertime. Kids Country summer camps capture kids' imaginations. We offer fun activities and weekly themes, enrichment programs, field trips, water play, bounce houses, and special events like carnivals. And I just watched the kids do a talent show the other day. Summer camps are offered at pre-selected Kids Country locations, and families have the flexibility to choose which weeks they want their children to attend. But no matter the week, summer camp is always a place for fun, friends, and making lifelong memories. Next slide, Anne.
So many of you are probably wondering, what does a day at Kids Country look like? So what you see here are sort of the puzzle pieces, the framework of a daily schedule that our sites follow to execute our service to you and to the children. So when they come in, what's very important start of the day is to welcome them, to do a check-in, see how their day was going. It's also our opportunity to do a daily health check, just to see how, if they're feeling okay and, you know, whether they had a bad day or just not feeling well. So this is a very important time, and we want the children to come in and make sure that they're greeted by smiles and caring adults. And so this is a very important time of the day. When they come in, snack is obviously the next part of the agenda. You know, children often come to us hungry, you know, after school. For our TKs and kinders, this is probably the time that they will be eating lunch. And so I think probably depending on the site, you know, maybe pack a lunch, especially in these first few weeks, just so we want to make sure the children know the flow of the routine. But we will also be taking them to the cafeteria if they need to get a lunch at the cafeteria. But again, speak with your site director so that you understand the process of how our TKs and kinders will be having their meal, their lunch meal. But after school, after snack, homework, obviously we live in a very academically successful community, and we understand that that's an important part of the child's day. And obviously for you as a parent, though we don't force our children, we do strongly encourage them to work on their homework and complete it so that they can spend their evenings with you. We dedicate space and time and staff so that they can work on their homework and complete it as much as possible while they are with us. Outside play. Now at Kids Country, we believe that play is how children navigate their world. It's how they begin to understand relationships, materials, and interactions with others, and how to build friendship. So that outside play is definitely important. And also just to get the, you know, the wiggles out and just enjoy running and being, you know, a kid, climbing, building those, you know, physical areas of development and interact with their friends. And so outside play is a great time for our children. I know they enjoy it a lot. And our staff will sometimes engage them in activities out on the playground, whether it's basketball, whether it's overseeing like tag game. And so outside play happens in different ways, whether it's free play or an organized game led by a teacher. Now, teacher planned activities and clubs usually happen after that time, after homework's done, after outside play is complete. And this is based on children's interests, needs, and staff passions and talents. So it's a great time where creativity just knows no bounds, and children are able, again, to interact with materials, be exposed to different science activities, or engage in math in a different way, or write a letter or poem, or learn how to do a dance. And so different activities are planned during this time, and they cover many different components because we want to expose children to many different things. But we also pay attention by observing children and to see where they're at and how we can support them, in their development. And so teachers take the time to plan activities, and there's a monthly calendar that is posted at the beginning of every month, so you can see what's happening for that month. And then there's child choice. Again, it goes back to that inspired environment. We really create environments that have zones where children can engage in different activities, whether it's blocks and Legos. I was actually at a site last week, and I was on the floor with a group of children building jets out of Legos, and it was all creative, and you can see the differences in what they felt was important parts to a jet, and the conversations we were having was just fascinating and just so exciting, just to hear children think about, well, this is how the passengers will enter the jet, and this is how I can make this jet turn in this way. And so I was thinking to myself, I think we might have an aeronautical engineer on our hands right here. And so it's those type of interests that just spark something great in our children, and that creativity is just a great thing to see during child choice. So this is what you can see, what they're exposed to, what a typical day looks like. So this is the framework, and so many things happen within that short period of time from the time they get out from after school. Pam?
We are really proud of our staff. We invest a lot in our staff. We know that program quality comes from talented, cohesive teams. Our passionate staff are highly trained child development professionals, and they're leaders. They're focused on providing impactful programs that support not only children's academic development, but also their social emotional growth. Our staff are the heart of our programs. They're the reason behind our success and all of our awards, and they're why kids and families love Kids Country. Some of our staff have specializations in different areas, including mindfulness, anti-bullying, different athletics, and STEM. We believe that staff who are encouraged to share their own expertise and passions, they'll create dynamic programs for the children they care for. And because of our staff, our programs have very far-reaching positive impact. I really cannot say enough about our staff. And I know they're all looking forward to welcoming you back or welcoming our new families to Kids Country. Next slide. Our location. So where can you find Kids Country? We have 15 locations. They're all conveniently located on San Ramon Valley Elementary School campuses. We're open Mondays through Fridays, and we do stay open on many of the school closure days. We do close on major holidays and 2 staff development days, one right before summer camp, and then another one right before school starts in the fall. Today was one of those days. Our staff's been really busy getting ready for everyone to return tomorrow. They're very excited. Our school year hours are 7 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. with the exception of our Creekside, Quail Run, Rancho Romero, and Twin Creeks locations. They open at 6:30 in the morning. We do serve children in TK through 5th grades, and we offer 30 tuition options depending on a child's grade and the type of care and schedule that you need. And for any more information about our locations, hours, tuition rates, much more, please follow the link that JP will post in the chat, and that will lead you to our website.
Thank you. So we didn't want to take up too much of your evening. We just wanted to give you a little snippet of Kids Country, and we hope to host more of these town hall events throughout the year, just checkpoints, just to introduce you to other things that are happening in our organization. But we want to take this moment to answer any questions. And so I see that there's a few things that are popping up in the chat box. And so JP is going to be reading off some of the questions, and between Kim and myself, we'll do our best to answer them. JP, you want to take it away?
Absolutely. Thank you, everybody, for sending your lovely questions in the chat box. And in Kim, we have a total of about 14, and everybody will try our best to get through them as best as we can. And if you have any further questions in the chat box, if you take a look, I've also put an email in there just in case you have any other inquiries as they're answering some of your questions. So the first question we have is, how will kinders get school lunch provided?
Oh, no, I can't.
I'm sorry, I can't hear that, JP. Can you say that again?
Sure. First question is, how will kinders get their school lunch provided?
Okay, so it happens differently at every school site. Work with your site director. What happens is the site director or the staff will walk the children to the cafeteria, and they're able to pick up their lunches and then walk them back to the Kids Country buildings, and they'll have lunch at Kids Country. So that's one option. Other ways, it varies from site to site depending on the cafeteria staff. We often will bring a list to the cafeteria staff of who needs lunches, and sometimes we'll pick them up ahead of time and bring them to the Kids Country building and have it ready for the staff. So just make sure that you're connecting with your site director or assistant site director at your specific location so you can understand the flow of how lunches are picked up for Kids Country. I do know there's a couple locations just to make sure, because you'll find that there's so many, parents at the school, especially in the first week, maybe even the first 2 weeks of school, that there's a lot of action happening at pickup. And so we try to, at some sites they are limiting that pickup time of cafeteria, getting lunches at the cafeteria, maybe for the first week or two, just so that children can get acclimated of the process from walking from the TK and kinder buildings to Kids Country. That's a lot of things to remember, for our young ones. And so we just want to make sure that they're supported and transfer safely and for their own social emotional well-being, because a lot of action is happening during that time, and we just want to make sure that they're safe and understand the process of getting to Kids Country before we introduce the added step of going to the cafeteria.
All right, thank you. And we also have a follow-up question with that too. What do our kids do about snack?
Well, we provide snack. Kids Country does provide snack. It's in our budget. We follow the California Child Care Food Program recommendations on how we offer snack. It's been a little bit different during this pandemic because we were limited at certain points to do individualized, and so we're slowly getting out there as restrictions have eased for childcare. So we follow the California Child Care Food Program recommendations, and we have snack ready for the kids. However, for children with allergies, we often create a separate box, for those children, so that their food, is kind of protected and not in a mix. We do take into consideration we're no nut zone at all our sites. We have seen an increase of children with allergies to nuts, and it could just be as simple as it being in the building. And so we ask that you can help us by keeping all our children safe, by ensuring that you're not sending like a peanut butter and jelly sandwich, with your child. I frankly loved it when I was a kid, but unfortunately nowadays we do have quite a few children with those allergies to nuts. And so all our programs are no nut zones. So thank you for your support and keeping all our children safe.
All
And
right.
I think if there are things that your children like for snack, you can always send your own snack as well. But
Absolutely.
that's always an option. We just do provide it, but they're always welcome to bring food from home, other than peanut products.
Thank you, Kim.
Sure.
All righty. So we're going to be rolling into questions about our rate.
Yes.
So for Wednesdays, do kids go right to Kids Country after class, or how does that work?
Yes, absolutely. Your tuition contracts, depending on, if it's folded in there, whenever children are out of school, they come to us. It's part of your contract. There are some cases that are 2 to 3 day contracts. So if Wednesday is not part of it, then obviously, then that child would not be able to come to us on Wednesday. But for the most part, children come to us when there is no school. I do know that one of the contracts does not include non-school days, meaning like when school's closed and Kids Country is open all day. But outside of that, if school is in session and school is released on minimum days, Wednesdays, your child is welcome to come to Kids Country. It is part of your contract.
Okay, perfect. And then on days that a child is going to be absent from school, do we also need to inform Kids Country? And if so, what's the best way to do that? And also, what do we need to bring on the first day?
Yes. Okay. A lot of great questions. So I'll start with no-shows. So if you do contact your school to let them know that your child will not be attending, please also contact Kids Country. We do communicate and check in with the school, but we want to make sure that no child slips through the cracks. We have a very strict no-show policy procedure. And so communication with parents is key to making sure that we know where children are at all times and which adults are allowed to pick them up. So please make sure that, your information on your emergency cards are the only trusted adults allowed to pick up your child from our programs. If it's something different, just make sure you're communicating with the site director and with the site. And same thing, if your child's going to be a no-show, just let the site know. We keep a parent log at most entrances of our programs. So just keep the communication lines open so that we can account for your child. It's very important to us. And I think there was another question about what to bring on the first day of school.
Correct, yes.
Okay. First day of school, obviously, probably themselves, a smile. We're so excited to have your kids join our programs. For our younger kids, I always recommend bringing an extra change of clothes, just in case there might be some accidents, because it does happen, especially as they're, coming into a new program. Sometimes when they're not with like familiar adults, they're afraid to speak up or ask for what they need to, they're still trying to figure out their environment. And so just have an extra pair of clothes, label. We do get a lot of gently used donations every year. So make sure that you bring those and as we come along, and there might be some site specific things, but for the most part, your child just needs to come with themselves. And for our TKs and kinders, I would maybe recommend also bringing a lunch just in case things kind of get missed, especially in the first few days of school.
All right, wonderful. And we're kind of rolling into the end of our presentation. So we're going to try to cluster them together in questions. So Anne and Kim, do the TK children get a cubby at Kids Country, and what does that storage look like?
Absolutely. So all our TKs, you'll notice when you drive up to any of our Kids Country, there might be some backpack hooks that are outside. There's cubbies inside each of the inside of the room. So if you haven't been to your kids country location, please reach out to your site director. I know some of them are hosting information nights and orientations, but set an appointment to get a tour, and so that you can see the space of where your child will be spending their afternoons with us, before and after, because I know some of you might have your children with us before school as well.
Wonderful. And we're just going to kind of wrap it up towards the end of this. But how can people contact their site directors the best way? Is it phone call or email? What's your best way to just get some specific answers?
I say all. This is the time where there's a lot of communication happening with site directors, and I know multiple parents are reaching out, asking their specific questions. So send an email, give a call. I know there was a lot of training happening today for our staff. We want to make sure our staff are fully trained before we start, the school year. So there's a lot of brushing up on policies and procedures around supervision, allergies, medication administration, COVID protocols. So a lot of things have been happening today. And so, take that time to reach out to your site director so that you can connect with them and ask any specific questions that you may have. You can also email us at info@kidscountry.org, specify which site, and we'll help answer as many questions as we can, and also funnel it to the specific site. Any other questions, JP?
We do have quite a bit, but we're running quite short on time at the moment.
I think I'm okay answering a few more.
Okay. Alrighty. And then, so we have another question is homework help. How does that work like with staff?
Okay, so homework help occurs during the time where we try to minimize the number of kids that are inside the building. We want to create space, we want to create the time, and we have dedicated staff to provide that homework help. There are also times where maybe if a child is struggling with homework, make sure that you're communicating with not only the teacher, but with also Kids Country, because what can also happen, and this has happened many times, and especially during the pandemic, we connect with their school teacher to talk about how can we support them while they're with us at Kids Country. We often have our elementary school teachers coming to our programs just to connect with our staff or drop off maybe a homework that was not complete. And we can also be a conduit of communication if you need us to be. So we have dedicated space and time. It's usually anywhere between 45 minutes to an hour that is dedicated towards homework help for our children.
Alrighty. And then the next question would be, in terms of sunscreen for children, do staff help apply it? And also, what kind of equipment is out there during the free time? Are there bikes available for children to ride?
Actually, no, we don't have bikes at the site. I think I'm asking the last question. Though sometimes I do know that we've had some for our TKs and kinders, depending on the location, if they've have like a bike path for them. Oftentimes during like non-school days, we will have wheel days where the child can bring their scooters and bikes as long as they have their helmets, so on. And so those are opportunities where children can bring their bikes and scooters. And what was the other question, JP?
The other question is if there are bikes for children to ride at the Kids Country sites.
What was the first part of that question?
Equipment that's on the playground structures.
Oh,
It was
yes.
sunscreen.
Oh, sunscreen. Yes, sunscreen. So we provide sunscreen for the children. You can also, if your child is sensitive to certain sunscreens, please feel free to send the sunscreen that you would like your child to use. Just label it. We actually go through an activity where we teach our children how to apply sunscreen. Sometimes I'll walk into programs and we'll see children with like dots, like on all parts of their hands, and then the teachers actually show them how to apply it. So we actually teach children how to properly apply, but we'll our staff, try to help. And, it's kind of hard when you have like 100 kids. And so there's a lot of changing of gloves to make sure that sunscreen is applied, but we actually do our best to try to teach children how to apply sunscreen themselves. It takes time. So we kind of do it over time. And so, But our staff are there to help children with their sunscreen.
JP, I'm wondering if we could create maybe like an FAQ page and answer some more of these so that we could put more answers out to everyone after the town hall.
Absolutely. So for those that we haven't been able to answer, I've collected all of your guys' information on there, and we'll have that posted to you guys shortly.
Yes. Let's see. Do you see any questions that are like repeated a couple times, just so especially if it's something that all parents are asking about, you know?
Sorry, maybe backpacks for TK and K. That seems to be a lot in the chat right now.
Oh, backpacks. Well, what I do know is that our schools actually provide the children with a tote bag, and it's color coded based on classrooms. So I think at this time, I don't think your children need the backpacks other than if they're bringing a lunch. So that's pretty much kind of the only thing that we know for our TKs and kinders, you know, and it's, you know, it can also be bulky, you know, for them. But I do know at some point the schools will be handing out tote bags to your child. Let's see.
And we're rolling over on time, so let's go ahead and finish up that Q&A, and we'll kind of send out to the parents when we
Okay.
have the recording ready.
Yes. Let's see. Yeah, there is mostly a lot of backpacks. Let's see if I think there was one question. Tomorrow is a full daycare day, and if full daycare days are part of your contract, please know that it is included in your August tuition. If you already have full daycare days or breaks included as part of your tuition rate, then absolutely tomorrow is not an extra day that you're going to be charged for. It's already folded into your tuition rate. And then going back to the backpacks, when you do get the tote, I do see a lot of our kinders and TKs bring the tote and their lunch box if they are bringing, you know, their lunches to school. But yes, if you need to send your child with a backpack, please feel free to do so. You'll probably get some instructions also from your TK and kinder teachers. And then I'm just sorry, JP, I'm going through because I want to try to get as many questions answered, especially as we're going into the school year. Which programs have the full daycare days folded? Obviously, our unlimited program, it's everything under the sun, and then all school days. After school days are included, where the full daycare days are folded in. And if you have any questions, please reach out to your site director, and they can talk to you about what's the best contract that meets your needs. And then if there's any questions around your tuition, you can rate what you chose. You can also look on our website to see, and it outlines what's included in those tuition rates. Okay. I think we try to get a lot of these questions answered. And please, you know, feel free to email us at info@kidscountry.org. You can ask us those questions. And then in addition to that, just thank you for joining us today. Follow us on our handle, Instagram handle and Facebook handle at kidscountry.srv. And you'll see, start seeing updates of activities from different locations, and also visit our website at kidscountry.org. And again, that email, I think JP put in the box, is info-kidscountry@kidscountry.org. So thank you for joining us. Thank you for your questions. Truly appreciate you being part of Kids Country. Welcome to Kids Country family, and please have a wonderful school year. I'm so excited for your children. Thank you.